Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, and this is another Boston Certified Hood Classic No Cap on God. Got some sneaky sneaker news stories to catch up on, including today's release of the Union 1 Chicago's, which in some parts of the world actually sold out before they were made available. Nike have been getting sick of seeing Wale wearing the AE ones, and so they've basically just given him his own shoe at this point. We're going to take a fresh look at the GT Future. Supreme have previewed this week's upcoming Nike Air Max 1s, and they're about as boring as we thought they were initially, to be honest. And we've got a few other sneaky stories to catch up on as well. So let's just jump into this Union drop that went down today. Now, this was a pretty horrible experience from what I've been able to gather for most people out there. In fact, in some parts of the world, these sneakers sold out before they were even available. I'll get to that in a second. But at least for me here and us in the UK, this was not an easy cop. And those of you guys out there that got exclusive access or maybe won the Union raffle a week or two ago, or whenever it was, I know for you guys this was an easy cop, so you guys will just have to pipe down and let the rest of us that took the L just stew in our own juices for a second. So they dropped at 8 a.m. this morning. I was ready to go. I'd been doing my reaction time practice moments before the drop because I knew this was going to be an absolute cookout. And yeah, when I went to enter in my payment details at 8 a.m, bro, I got kicked off the app 2 or 3 times. They didn't even want to take my money. I got the whole bank security check, email, passcode type thing. At that point, I knew it was cooked. I knew I was done. So yeah, no W for me. How did you go? Feel free to let me know down below. But as disappointing as it was, it's nowhere near as disappointing as what I heard went down in Australia and even Canada. Maybe you guys out there can confirm in the comments whether or not this happened for you. But apparently the drop was supposed to go live at something like 9 p.m. in Australia, and at 8:45, check the screenshot out here, they were already sold out. So how is the app going to show the sneakers are sold out before the drop even goes live, before these are even made available? What is going on there? I don't know, maybe someone out there can elucidate down below in the comments. On the resale, these things are going for a little bit of money, it has to be said. Prices yesterday were around £350, around £400 all in after fees on StockX. Now they've jumped up a little bit to around 450 in my size. If you can get a pair for around £350 or around 400 bucks, that seems to be pretty good going, and it's probably where I would see these settling at their lowest before eventually jumping up. Now I think that's it for the release. I don't think retailers are going to be getting these at any point. This seems to have been a Nike exclusive sneakers app release combined with the Union website release and the raffle, so I feel like that could be done, and fair enough. I mean, Nike are really going hard with this whole scarcity thing at the moment, driving up the hype, getting the resale up there, making sure people are talking about their products. But yeah, did you guys cop? Feel free to let me know down below. Right, so the big update we've had in the past couple of days is that the Nike and Supreme collaboration on the Air Max 1 is set to go down this week. This Thursday is the release date, and apart from there being a whole bunch of clothing that you guys can see here, a whole bunch of track jackets and hoodies, I mean, it kind of looks like the type of stuff that would probably suit a fall winter type collection rather than an upcoming spring summer. But yeah, putting the clothing to one side, we've finally got a really good look at all of the sneakers, and yeah, I want to say they've been slightly improved thanks to the cursive text on the back. We do have the black colorway and the white colorway that we already knew about. We've got a subsequent yellow colorway and a purple colorway that I think were mocked up earlier on in the year, but now we can get a pretty good look at some of the details. Some of the features that stand out that I wasn't really hip to before is that the swoosh has a bit of a python fabric to it. You've also got the world famous text running along the heel, which is, I want to say, the saving grace of this sneaker. If this text wasn't featuring on the back, these would be wholeheartedly boring. You also have the Supreme Debray on the front there in the silver. You've also got the little Supreme box logo underneath the Nike Air Max on the tongue tag. You've also got 1994 stitched in or printed on the top of the toe cap. Probably some custom insoles as well with the Supreme branding, I'm imagining. Maybe some custom packaging. Got Supreme on the back heel as well on the midsole. So yeah, there are a few details that we didn't see before in the previous shots that definitely make these slightly more special, but I want to say it's a pretty boring collab, to be honest. Which colorway is the nicest to me? I don't know, actually, to be honest. I don't know which pair is going to be the most limited or which one's going to have the highest amount of demands. Yeah, which one would I take? I would take, maybe I'll take the purple pair. So you guys might have seen this video doing the rounds last week, and it is a little bit violent, to be honest, to be posting unfiltered here. So I've kind of blurred the video out so that you can just get a sense for the Ferrari and the violence, but it's actually quite nasty what's going on here. And this has apparently been in the midst of the release of the Air Jordan 9 Cool Grays. And this has gotten a lot of sneaker accounts talking about the hype around Jordans being back, and that the Cool Gray 9s or the Jordan 9s is like the next hype shoe. I think we can all just settle down and not kind of get too carried away here, thanks. This is probably in reaction to this guy either owing someone money or maybe cutting the line. These types of things are gonna happen whenever you've got some first come first serve action. But yeah, I kind of feel bad for the guy, man, because he was getting the beans. Right, so we're about a month away from another very exciting Nike retro release. This is the Nike Air Max 95 Neon, the OG 95, coming out in the big bubble. And they're 185 bucks. 17th of April is the release date. And we've actually got a little picture here comparing the last retro from around 2018, I think it was, to the current updated big bubble, where you can see the difference in the size of the bubbles. We've also seen some on-foot shots thanks to Awake New York's little photo shoot here, and the quality of the materials is looking good. I do like the big bubble feature. They're looking like they're coming with the OG packaging as well. Will they sell out? I'd say so. I can imagine Nike, a little bit like what they've been doing in the recent past, making enough pairs to go around, but making them few enough to guarantee that they sell out. I'll probably be going for these. You know, I've never had a pair of the OG Neon, so yeah, I'll be after these for sure. What about you guys? Speaking of 110s, we're also hearing this week that the bright crimson colorway of the 95 is set to come back this year in and around the fall season. So no mock-ups, no samples, no early leaks or anything like that. All we have is this little graphic to go off. Another Air Force One low Kobe Bryant is set to come out later on this year in the fall season. We have a colorway here. It's the Persian Violet Black. No specific images or anything to go off. We just have this speculative mock-up which shows the sneaker with the whole debossed Kobe logo action, purple swoosh, purple outsole, very similar to the previous release that had come out. And yeah, these are looking pretty fire, man. What are you guys thinking about these? Unheard Of and Adidas are teaming up on the Adistar cushion with this pork chop piggy colorway. $185, just around the corner actually, on the 29th of this month. And I'm sure a lot of guys out there will look at these and be like, bro, those are way too feminine, those are way too girly, it's a bloody pig, pink pig, like what are you doing? But I'm sure those same people are the type of people that have a pair of these J-Tips Sauconys in their collection, and this is probably the only Sauconys they have in their collection. You guys over there in the US might have seen these load up on your Nike sneakers app. These are the Nike Donkey Kong Air Max 1 Polys, part of the whole Dot Swoosh program. Dot Swoosh actually posted a little video that you can see here promoting the sneaker. It's a 26th of March release, so that is Air Max Day. These are apparently going to be coming out later on in April, I think, for us over here in the UK and the EU. And yeah, it's a pretty exciting sneaker. I mean, the materials are pretty crazy. If you guys have the nostalgia around the Donkey Kong game, then this will probably be the type of sneaker that you might want to get into the collection. I think they're pretty fire. I think it is a really cool colorway. Another sneaker that is right around the corner on the 27th of this month is another New Balance and Stone Island collab, and this time it's going down on the 998. $285, so definitely coming with that premium price point, but this is a pretty cool colorway. Draws direct inspiration from Stone Island's archival Raso Gomato fabric, and it gives them this whole rugged, durable look about them. Really simple wearable colorway, and of course a great opportunity to get the badge in. So it seems like Nike have been watching on over the past year as Wale has been giving all of this motion and energy to Adidas, sort of revivifying this whole performance basketball sneaker wearing casually trends, and they want a piece of that, man. They want to bring this guy back into the fold. And so at this point, Nike have basically just given Wale his own sneaker, unofficially the GT Future. We've seen Wale this week out rocking some fresh colorways of the model, and I think this is in conjunction with a single that he has dropping very soon. This particular accessory was kind of interesting to me. He's wearing what looks to be a ankle bracelet or an ankle tag that you get when you're on probation or something, but it's being worn fashionably. I don't know, is that the next little trend, or is that something that is out there that I'm unaware of? I don't know. The sneaker is cool, man. I think this is a really exciting model. It makes sense that Wale's the guy driving the sneaker at the moment because he is the foam guy. He is the Nike basketball guy that took that look to the streets back in the early 2010s. A little bit of a polarizer. I have seen some mixed opinions on them, but in terms of a new silhouette from Nike, this is the type of stuff we have been asking for some time now. And as the hype continues to build around the release of this sneaker, you can guarantee that people are going to be itching to get their hands on them when they eventually drop down the line. Right, let's check out some crazy samples thanks to Depeche Modes. This guy is a crack up. He basically goes on IG Live in the week and he unboxes these crazy sample pairs that you've probably never even seen before. At least in my case, I've never seen some of these samples before. And he has this funny kind of tactic where he chucks the shoes in a Walmart bag or in a dollar store bag just to diminish the hype around the sneakers, because these are crazy valuable shoes. So yeah, let's check out this first pair here, which is a pretty crazy pair of Yeezy 1 samples. And the interesting thing about this particular pair is these are in their early stages of development. Like, these don't even have some of the extra attachments. You guys remember the Yeezy ones come with that little plastic cage type thing that attaches to the strap that goes over the forefoot. This pair is without those features, making these quite interesting. He also had a pair of these Air Force One off-white samples with the Arabic texts. And then finally another pair of Yeezy 1 samples that feature this kind of tan material on the upper, crazy glow sole. And I'm not sure if it's just the angle of the video, but the top line or the top collar looks really high. I don't know if this was a different mold or a different shape, but the top line seems like very Supra-esque, and these have got some massive laces as well. Good quality materials. But yeah, I've never seen those Yeezy 1 samples before. He did have a pair of Yeezy 2 samples as well, but I don't know if he deleted that video. But yeah, some crazy shoes for sure. Had some first looks at the Jordan 14 Ferrari. These are set to come out, I think, in June sometime, and these are some really good images and some nice natural light. You guys might remember when these first came out, they were really popular. The second pair that came out, the yellow pair, slightly less popular, but I feel like the motion that 14s have at the moment, as well as the hype around the Ferrari brand in 2025, is gonna have these being really, really popular. And if Jordan Brand and Nike decide to make these quite limited, I can see this being a pair people are gonna go crazy for. 14s, man. Right, so to finish off, let's talk about some of the sneaker releases that are set to drop for the rest of the week. You guys might want to keep an eye out for. If you haven't already jumped onto Amamanier to go into the raffle for the 3s, as well as the 95s, as well as the women's Air Force One lows, those raffles are still live. You also have some live raffles at the moment for the upcoming Jordan 1 Low OG Obsidians. Also got the Salehi Banbury New Balance collab that's going down on Thursday as well. And then obviously you also have the Air Max 1 collaboration with Supreme, as well as all of the Supreme clothing. So I can't remember exactly how it tends to go with Supreme. They do their launch on the day, on the Thursday, which generally gets botted out and is very tough to come up on. And then Nike do the sneakers app release the following week, or maybe in the weekend or something like that. So you should have a couple of cracks at the Air Max 1s if you are looking forward to those. I don't think they're going to be particularly hyped up in the sense that they'll resell for a crazy amount of money, maybe a little bit over retail in some colorways. I don't know, I don't think they're that desirable for most people, but yeah, still a few cool shoes set to come out before the weekends. And with that in mind, I will bid you guys adieu. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do me a favor and like it before you bounce. Take care for now, and peace.